Student, myself Rajendra Asiri. I am assistant professor in computer science department at Government Bangalore PG College, Didwana. In the previous lecture, we focused on various concepts of cryptography and network security. After that, we have discussed email security, SSL, TLS, etc. Now, today we are going to start a new lecture series on database and management system. So in this lecture series, we will be focusing on various concepts of DBMS. So in today's lecture, we will be focusing on the following content. First, purpose of database system means why we are going towards the database system. Before existence of the database, what concept we used to do, what technology, what techniques we used to use. Clear? After that, views of data we will discuss. Then various type of database languages. The most popular is SQL, structured query language. Then what do you mean by relational database? How we can arrange our data in a form of relation, we will discuss all. Then how to design a effective database, what are the various ingredient of a database design, we will be discussed. Then object based and semi structured database model, we will be discussing this also. Then how to store a data. Clear? So data storage and various querying models we will be discussing. Then when we perform a online transaction, then what are the various equipment or what are the various ingredient of a transaction management system, all these we will be discussing. In a database architecture, different modules are there, so we will be discussing that also. Then different database users are there, administrators are there, the roles for everyone is different, all these we will be discussing. Clear? So this is the content outline for this particular lecture series of 4 to 5 lecture. Clear? So first is database management system. What do you mean by DBMS? So DBMS basically contains information about a particular enterprise. Suppose I am saying I am assistant professor at Government Bangalore PG College, Didwana. So this is an organization, government institute. So in this institute there are various type of entities are there. Means there is principal, faculty, student, courses, and all are having some attributes. Clear? So collection of all these entity, all these relations are called as DBMS. Now in order to utilize or in order to access all these entities effectively, we need to organize the data in an effective manner, right? So DBMS contains information about a particular enterprise, like collection of interrelated data. It is important. Interrelated data means there is dependency between the data. Second, set of programs to access the data. Third, an environment that is both convenient and efficient to use. Right? Now see, we are using database in various applications of daily life like banking. In banking, we used to perform various transactions. In all the transactions, database plays very important role. Second is airlines. In airlines, while booking a ticket, making the schedule or checking the schedule, if I want to check from a source to destination of flight, then database plays very important role. Clear? Third is universities or colleges, registration, grades, results, faculties, departments, courses. Okay. Next is sales. In sales, there are various entities like customers, products are there, clear, and then purchases are there. All the purchasing history are there, date, purchasing date, quantity, all these things are there. Online retailers, online tracking of the order, customized recommendation, all these are the application of the database. Then in manufacturing unit, production, inventory system, orders, supply chain management system, all consist the database as its application. Now, human resources in HR department, employees, records, salaries, tax deduction, TDS, all these are stored in with the help of database. So database touches all aspect of our life, isn't it? Okay. Now next is purpose of database system. Why we go towards the database system. Clear? So in the early days, database applications were built directly on top of file system. Means when database system were not in existence, we used to do our task with help of file system, right? But why we are not using nowadays file system? Because there are some drawbacks of file system to store the data. So step by step we will be discussing. First is data redundancy and inconsistency. So what do you mean by data redundancy? Suppose I am having uh, one file stored at three places. So in all these three files, same data is there. So it is called as redundancy. Duplicacy in the data is called as data redundancy. So multiple files format, duplication of information in different files, then it results into data redundancy, and it will make the data inconsistent. Clear? The state of the data will become inconsistent. Second is difficulty in accessing the data. In file system it occurs, it is very it is not very easy to access the data. Why? Because we need to write a new program to carry out each new task. For every task we need to write down a new program. Clear? So this limitation will be removed while we will use the database system. Third is data isolation. Multiple files and formats. Data isolation means suppose I'm saying that same file is stored in different format, then the data is in the form of isolated. Clear? So multiple files and formats results into data isolation. Next is integrity problems. In there are various integrity constraints, like suppose I am having account, then my account balance cannot be negative. It should always be greater than 0. Become buried in program code rather than being stated explicitly, right? It is hard to add new constraint. In case of file system, we are not able to change the constraint, or modification or adding the new constraint is very difficult in file system, but in database system we can update the constraint. Next is atomicity of update. Suppose there may be failures which may leave the database in an inconsistent state with partial updates carried out. Suppose I am saying that atomicity example, atomicity means either fully or null. Suppose I have account balance, my account is A. Clear? I have account A and I want to transfer money into B. Suppose I want to transfer 50 rupees. Clear? So when first thing I have to do is, it will be debited from account A debited. Now it is in the air. Now the money is not credited into account B. Then it should be revert back and it should be credited back into account A. Then atomicity problem will be not there. Clear? So if the transaction is partially saved, partially updated, then atomicity problem might be occur. Okay. Just I said the example is given here. Transfer of fund from one account to another should either complete or not happen at all. Very important point. Either fully or not at all. Right. Next is concurrent access by multiple user. Suppose a same file is accessed by multiple user and one user has updated, but the updation is not available for the second user, then it may result into inconsistency. So concurrent access by multiple user results into inconsistency while using the file system. So concurrent access needed for performance. For performance, we used to perform concurrency. Uncontrolled concurrent accesses can lead to inconsistencies. Like example, two people reading a balance and updating it at the same time. Clear? Now, security problem. It is very hard to provide user access to some, but not at all, or not all data. Clear? We can provide security to some data, but all data cannot be secured. In case of file system, database system offers solution to all these problems, right? So, so again, I am summarizing the drawbacks of using file system: data redundancy, inconsistency, difficulty in accessing the data, data isolation, integrity problems, atomicity of update, concurrent access by multiple users, and security problem. Now, level of abstraction. Abstraction means showing only main features without going in background detail. Showing only main features without going in background detail, right? So if the level of abstraction is high, then we are not going in too much detail. Clear? Abstract form means only the uh, required information, only the top information, right? If we are going in detail, then level of abstraction will be decreased. Clear? So there are three type of level of abstraction. First is physical, second is logical, and third one is view level. So in physical level, the level of abstraction is at the lowest. At physical level, it describes how a record, the example customer record, is stored. So every information about the customer, like customer ID, customer name, what are the data type of the ID, customer name is of character data type, customer address, all the information with the full detail is stored at physical level. So it is called as description level. All the description is available here. Second is logical level. It describes data stored in database and the relationship among the data. Suppose type customer equal to record, then customer ID is string, customer name string, customer state string, customer city integer n. Clear? So type of the customer, all the data type of the different attribute, all these things will be shown by the logical level. Clear? So it describes just the relationship among the data. Okay, so the level of abstraction here at logical level is higher than the physical level, but lower than the view level. Now next is view level. At view level, the level of abstraction is highest, and it contains application programs that hide details of the data type. Clear? We are not going in too much detail at the view level. Only we know we will have some basic information. So here application programs will hide details of the data type. Views can also hide information such as an employee salary for security purposes, right? So some attribute values also can be hidden at view level. Now view of data, if you see, so an architecture of for a database system in the form of view is, if you see, various views are there. Clear? View 1, view 2, view 3. In all these views, there are some slight differences are there. Suppose at particular time, if I am watching the database instance, then it is view 1. At some other time, by some updation, if I make some updation, then if I see the database instance again, then it is view 2, and so on. Clear? So there may be various views of a database. Okay, next is logical level. If you see, logical level exists between view level, various views, and physical level, and third one is physical level. So the level of abstraction is from top to bottom. Highest level of abstraction is with view level, then lower at logical level, and the lowest of abstraction level is at physical level. So in this manner, we can arrange our database in the different views. Clear? So again, I am summarizing. There are three level of abstraction: physical. Clear? So level of abstraction is lowest here. All the information details are available here. Logical level, it provides the relationship among the data, and level of abstraction is in between, lower than the physical level and lower than the view level and higher than the physical level, and view level highest level of the abstraction. Clear? So in this manner data can be arranged in the various levels in case of the database. In the upcoming lecture we will be focusing on more concept of the database. Thank you.